as I'm speaking, Bayern Munich, yes, this beautiful club is about to throw every single chance of any trophy out the window for the season. This club is a mess right now. They had their manager, Nagelsmann, at the club with 3 titles on the line. One of the most promising young coaches in world football that now everyone else wants to sign got sacked. Yes, and Thomas Tuchel came in and basically Bayern and Oliver Kahn and Salihamidzic, the people that are in charge of the club right now, who are making the decisions, have basically brought in Tuchel to make sure they actually go ahead and win a few of those 3 titles on the line. Now they have 0, and that is unacceptable. So for that reason, today we are doing the end of season rebuild of Bayern Munich. Now that we know all the things that have gone wrong at the club, especially when it comes to personnel in the team and also the coaching style and everything that hasn't worked out, the motivation that was lacking, the defensive stability that was gone after Neuer got injured, all these things will be taken care of today in today's rebuild with Bayern Munich, and the ultimate goal is to win the Champions League trophy 3 times. Yes, I want the full-on comeback of Bayern Munich, not just in Germany, but also in Europe. So just as we have done with Chelsea, let's run through the team and talk about the issues that occurred and basically try and pinpoint the things that went wrong. First of all, Manuel Neuer getting injured was a huge problem for the club. He went on a skiing trip, broke his leg, and basically did not play for a very long time. Luckily, it happened somewhere around the January transfer window and Sommer came in. Now, am I happy or am I unhappy with Sommer's performances? I will have to admit, at times he looked great. He's a very good shot stopper, and I still see many occasions where he just comes across too short for a goalkeeper. He's only 6 foot tall, and a lot of goals that he conceded, you can just look at it and be like, Neuer would have gotten a hand on it. And that's one thing that has been lacking with the goalkeeping position. I'm not saying he was bad, but people are aware that Neuer probably would have saved a lot more of those shots that Sommer conceded at times. He is 6'4" and Sommer is 6 foot. Again, not saying he's a bad goalkeeper, it just did look like that. Then Cancelo came into the club. Everyone thought, oh my god, this is gonna be incredible. And I have to say, every time he played, maybe a few times, apart from that, he has been great. He has been very good in what he has been doing, but Cancelo was brought in and he had great moments in the team when Choupo-Moting was fit. Choupo-Moting as a target man striker was working in a lineup that was basically just trying to create chances for him, as Bayern Munich was doing in the past. And then someone like Cancelo coming in with his amazing crossing abilities, it worked really well. Immediate connection between the two, and I believe Cancelo got an assist in like one of his first games for Choupo-Moting, if I'm not mistaken. So it was looking great, but then again, Cancelo was started to be dropped to the bench, and I don't even know if that was English, but anyways, the player that got his position was Pavard, and I have to admit, Pavard defensively, I really do like him. Moving forward, I don't like him as a right back, and he always said that he doesn't want to play on the right-hand side. He wants to play in the center. But then looking at the center of the team, De Ligt has been amazing. Honestly, he has come in, he has looked like a leader. He's always doing the post-match press conferences. He's always in front of the mic taking responsibility, especially in those times where the club hasn't done well in games. And he has always basically said good things about players that have made mistakes, or, you know, the way things were going were not great, especially talking about Upamecano. When it comes to progressing the ball, when it comes to playing out the back, he has been so good for Bayern Munich for so many times. But then again, he has cost us a bunch of points. We will have to be honest right here. Upamecano, even against Manchester City, it just hasn't worked out for him in many occasions, and it has ruined Bayern in those games and really put a dampening effect on the uprise of morale in the club at certain times. So that didn't really go too well. Upamecano is still an exceptional talent, an amazing centre-back for sure, but if he can get rid of those errors that he keeps on making, he would be unreal. So for me, De Ligt was the better centre-back for sure. Davies injured constantly. Sadly, I mean, not constantly, but sadly has been injured for too many times, and we are at a stage now towards the end of the season where Cancelo has been playing left back and Mazraoui has been playing that right back spot. And again, Mazraoui came in, he was supposed to be a great player for the team, and immediately picked up an injury, or I believe he had like a sickness after the World Cup and never really recovered from it. I think his heart had an issue as well, so I'm not going to put it down to that. But then again, he is unhappy with his position in the club as well, because obviously Pavard and Cancelo have been playing ahead of him, and even Stanisic has been doing that. So yeah, it's a really odd situation in the club, and Kimmich, he has been criticized a lot. His corners, his set pieces, everyone complains about them all the time, but he keeps taking them at the club, despite having players like Leroy Sané, who have been able to really put a lot more power into those types of situations. When he takes those corners, it just looks way better than when Kimmich does, because Bayern is lacking a lot of goals from those situations where they should be getting a lot more goal contributions off of corner kicks and stuff like that. But it hasn't happened, and it is definitely one thing that people point at and say it is not good enough. But then again, Kimmich is not the best defender. He's an amazing ball distributor in the midfield, just like a Toni Kroos type player. But he needs someone next to him who actually does the defending. And Goretzka does not do that. Gravenberch does not do that. All these players that Bayern has brought in, no one really does exactly what Kimmich needs next to him, which is an actual number 6 that really just does the defending. Like the perfect player for that position. I'm going to buy him into this club. I think he would be perfect for this club. You'll see in a bit. But Goretzka, as much as I hate to say it, I think he is one of those players that shouldn't be playing if we want to keep on building on Kimmich, because it just doesn't work. The chemistry is off in that midfield. Then Musiala, I mean, he was unreal during certain parts throughout the season. Towards the latter parts, just like the rest of the team, his form has fallen off massively. It hasn't really gone well for the youngster, and you could tell he was very upset with himself as well, missing some easy chances, dribbling into opponents way too easily, losing possession. So all those things were not ideal. Kingsley Coman has been one of the better players in my opinion. I really like Kingsley Coman. I never look at one of his performances and say, he wasn't good that day. He always gives it his all, and his 1v1 skills are huge for this club. But then missing the likes of Choupo-Moting due to injury for a long time, it hasn't really worked into Coman's favor, where he can't really put those crosses into a target man anymore. Players like Müller, Mane, and Gnabry had to go ahead and play that position, and none of them really done as well as Choupo-Moting, as mental as it sounds. This is someone that played at Stoke City, then went to PSG and Bayern Munich. What a freaking career. And then we have Leroy Sané on the right, who has always been an issue as well. But it seems like under Thomas Tuchel, he is getting a bit of a bigger role at the club, and I can see him do well moving forward. And then the biggest flop of them all, Sadio Mane was brought in, played on the left wing, played in a striking position. All of it did not work. And that is something that no one understands. We have all seen Mane play in the Premier League, and everyone thinks if you can do well in the Prem, you should be able to do well in any league. But it was the complete opposite for Mane. It didn't go well. It started well, but then it all broke down to a point where he actually punched Leroy Sané. So it has been mental at Bayern Munich. It has, it's like a circus act. That's what everyone keeps saying about this club. And it definitely needs a new number 9. It definitely needs a proper CDM, and a decision needs to be made about that right back position. Is it Pavard? Is it Mazraoui? Is it Cancelo? Is it Stanisic? What are we doing? And we need to fix those issues as we move forward. So let's get after it. After all that information, it is now time to rebuild.
It's about damn time.
First up, we have to start with the sales lists. And honestly, if Bayern could, they would move on Mane immediately. So he is going onto the transfer list. even though I do believe he's going to be given another season. I don't think he actually wants to go, but realistically speaking, if Bayern genuinely could get rid of him for a decent amount, they would do it right now. That is the sentiment. Let's be honest with ourselves. Cancelo is going to be too expensive. Manchester City wants 70 million, and that is not a price tag that Bayern can currently afford to pay for a right back. So that situation is resolved. He is going to go. Goretzka, he goes onto the transfer market for me. He definitely will be put up there and transfer listed. I just don't see anyone actually going ahead and buying him. I see him being comfortable at Bayern Munich. I don't see him actually moving, but it is a move that, in my opinion, would be necessary to really make that next step, to take Kimmich's game to that next step, which is so important and influential for this club. So, I'm sorry, pal, but you're on the transfer list. Then moving down the list right now, Gnabry has done really well towards the end of this season. I'm going to give him another chance. Same goes with Leroy Sané and then Kingsley Coman as well. You will have to make a decision between those three. We will probably have to let go of one of them. And honestly, before these last few games, it was Gnabry. He was the one that most people said should possibly leave because Leroy Sané is a bit more versatile, can even play in that 10 position. Having said that, though, Gnabry can play on the wings and in the striker position, but with a new striker actually coming into this club, which is obviously our plan, I think he's the one that goes onto the transfer list. So, yeah, we have done that. Lucas Hernandez. There's talk about him actually going ahead and signing with PSG. So, as much as Bayern Munich don't like that, at some point they actually paid like 70, 80 million for him, which I completely forgot. So Hernandez is going onto the transfer list. Yes, it's happening. Müller ain't going nowhere. Gravenberch, a lot of teams want him, including Liverpool, but we're not going to let him go. Mazraoui is very unhappy with the play time he's getting at the club due to Pavard being there. Pavard has to stay. He just has to stay, in my opinion. He's too good and too versatile of a defender to let him go. I do still think, though, Mazraoui goes and Bayern will be looking for a new right back, possibly. I'm not 100% on that one. And then Sommer is obviously going to be gone by the time next season starts. We're going to really release him. And Daley Blind was possibly the stupidest transfer ever. He hasn't been used at all. And then Manuel Neuer comes back for Bayern Munich. So he's going to be here, and Tell should be going out on loan. He's a big talent and he's been wasted on the bench of Bayern Munich. A few of those players mentioned have now left the club. Goretzka, 87.2 million, despite me actually saying I don't think that's going to happen in real life. I think he's going to stick around. But then again, for the sake of what Bayern actually needs to do, he's going for now. Gnabry, 60.8. Lucas Hernandez, 54.9. And then Mathys Tel on loan at Granada, where I believe he's going to do a great job. Now, my budget is obviously insane, but I'm not going to go ahead and overspend. I'm just going to try and fix the issues that this team has now. If you look at the social media talks right now, everyone is saying Declan Rice is the one that Bayern Munich wants. And he even went on camera and said Guten Morgen, which is like good morning. And everyone was like, why is he speaking German all of a sudden? So now, I don't think that's going to happen. Declan Rice is going to be too expensive for Bayern Munich to go after him. He's going to go for over 100 million and is going to get a transfer within the Premier League. I think this man right here is the perfect transfer, the one and true answer to Bayern Munich's woes, despite a player like Casemiro, who obviously would be perfect as well, was also rumored to Bayern Munich at one stage, but Joao Palhinha. Now, this man has proven in the Premier League for Fulham that he can be an absolute destroyer in that CDM position. Back when he was at Sporting, I was always saying, a team like Manchester United, before they bought the likes of Casemiro, I said they should go for Palhinha. It would make so much sense. And everyone has seen why it would make sense. He's so good defensively. When it comes to duels, battles between two players, he's in the 99th percentile when it comes to European football. That is how good he is. He is like legit one of the best out there. So I think this makes so much sense. Bring in a destroyer like Palhinha, who will just go ahead and dominate the defensive game and allow someone like Kimmich, who has an okay defensive game, to be the ball progressor, to be the one that kickstarts the game out the back, to be the ball distributor in this team that he always needed to be and should have been. And the defensive duties, it just doesn't work for him. He's not a CDM. He should be a center mid type player. So that is what we're going for here. And I am so excited Palhinha is here. This would be such an amazing transfer.
I know, it's exciting stuff, huh?
This man walking into the club now for the striker position is someone who has openly said he would love to stay in Germany. And this man currently plays for an Eintracht Frankfurt team that has fallen apart in the second part of the season in Germany and has a trophy that it could still potentially win in the German Cup final. It is Kolo Muani, who is the one that Bayern Munich fans want. Obviously, names like Osimhen are being thrown out there, but Bayern Munich is not known for going ahead and spending 100 million plus on one player. Ideally, what Bayern always does is buy the players from their own league who have performed really well in other sides within the league and strengthening themselves while also weakening the other sides by getting their best players. That has been what they have been doing for a very long time, and today we're going to continue it like that because it is the most likely transfer that Bayern Munich possibly will go for. When you look at the odds, he is the one for sure. Kolo Muani has done extremely well for Eintracht. Despite their bad season, he has been amazing. And he could be the top scorer by the end of the season if he's not already. So we are bringing in Kolo Muani because it just makes too much sense.
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh, and how can I forget about this one? Konrad Laimer is going to be joining Bayern Munich next season. It's pretty much, I mean, not necessarily confirmed yet, but everyone kind of knows. And in the last match between Leipzig and Bayern Munich, he also was like basically open to a move to Bayern Munich. So yes, this one is one that will happen, which also makes a lot of sense. This is an absolute workhorse of a player, someone that can basically jump into our team if someone like Palhinha might get injured, or even Kimmich, because he also has qualities moving forward. He is basically the perfect player to come into this club, and honestly, that bench, I really like it. Obviously, Mane will be let go. If he goes, I'm going to go for another backup striker that Bayern should possibly go for. Definitely should be a youngster that they want to try and build up between the likes of Kolo Muani. Now, don't get me wrong, Mathys Tel could be that guy, but in FIFA, he's just 67 rated right now, so he's not that guy yet.
You're not that guy.
This Bayern team did not disappoint because it has gotten to a European final, but it is the Europa League final. Yes, guys, we're up against Atletico Madrid. And the team that has done it is looking like this. Kolo Muani has flown up to an 86. Musiala up to an 87. Palhinha, oh no. Is he in the wrong position? Did he not play now? Oh God, Johnny, what are you doing? What have you done? You didn't sort out the position. So I changed Kimmich to a centre mid because I believe that's what he's going to play for us, basically. And Palhinha, I forgot to change his position because I had Goretzka there before. Anyways, De Ligt 88. Upamecano looking good. Pavard actually was in that right back spot for me, but for the game itself, it was Mazraoui who played, who's gone up to an 85. So maybe a resurgence of Mazraoui could happen at Bayern Munich. A lot of Bayern fans were very happy with how he's played, so why not? And then Neuer has sadly started declining. So that is one thing we definitely will have to look into. And Laimer coming in with that 85. He's going to turn into an issue for Palhinha, isn't he? That is going to be a problem. There's going to be a battle between these two for that CDM position. And Mane somehow survived in this team, even though I tried to sell him. So a lot of things still to do. And goal contributions wise, yes, he's the man. Look, 31 goal contributions. That is exactly what I want to see. It's a disgrace, though, that he doesn't have a face scan. I mean, come on, EA, get on it. But yeah, Sané, Coman, and also Sadio Mane have done well. Mane now 31 years old. Thomas Müller, 36 years old. He's gotten 16 goal contributions. Well done. Hey, good for him. And now that moment, a European trophy, and we will look into the Bundesliga title chase as well. And there it goes. What's it going to be? It's a loss on penalties. Oh, you can't tell me that Musiala, Davies, and Gravenberch did not manage to score. That is horrific. So we have failed in our first European title race. And now the question is, How has it gone in the league? Don't tell me that. So, oh my God, Leipzig has won it. All right. Big boy steps have to come in this next season. So let's start the new season with a new backup striker. It is Lukas Nmecha, a very talented but somewhat injury-prone striker now coming in from Wolfsburg. So we are keeping the tradition and bringing in players that are already in the Bundesliga here with Bayern Munich. Nmecha is going to be the guy on the bench. Mane is definitely going to be let go this season. Be aware of that. Thomas Müller, I'm going to give one more season at the club because he's a legend. Lima, I turn into a center mid so that he actually comes on as a substitute for Kimmich, so that Palhinha actually gets the play time he deserves as well. But I still need to do some work on the bench. We don't actually have proper wingers right here that can help the lads like Sane and Coman. So a left wing and a right wing need to come in now. Starting off with the extremely talented Olis. Yes, guys, Crystal Palace with Olis and Eberici Eze are looking incredible for the future, but obviously these guys might not stick around for too long. He is the perfect option for me here because I really like the fact that he can play multiple positions. He can play right wing, cam, and right midfield. Left-footed Olis comes in now, and I think this one suits us so nicely. So now, on to the left wing. So let's go after a player that has been at Wolves, Pedro Neto. Since we have gotten Olis from the Prem, I thought Pedro Neto would make a lot of sense as well. Someone that has been sat on a bench a couple of times, so he wouldn't be too worried about sitting on the bench over here as well. So Neto is here, and with that, we are fully prepared for the rest of the season. I really like my options here, and I really like the starting 11. This is going to be a big season. 3 Champions League titles, guys, all right? That's what we want. The road to the top can sometimes be looking easy, but staying there is what's hard. So this is our first Champions League final, guys. We have beaten the likes of Ajax, PSG, and Tottenham. I don't even know how they made it in there. But, guys, our team is looking like this. I mean, I love it. What the hell? Why is Oli saying here? Where's Sane? There he is. Maybe he was injured or something like that. Oh, no, actually, in January, Coman and Sane were bought, so I had to buy them back. So in case you're wondering about their ratings later on and goal contributions, it's only from half a season. So yeah, I had to bring the boys back. Musiala on a 92, Kimmich 92, Palhinha 86, Mazraoui, Upa, De Ligt, Davies defensively looking solid. Neuer down to an 86. And here's the thing that I really like about this rebuild specifically is keeping us at the top, right? One Champions League final is not the ultimate goal, and we even haven't won the German Bundesliga yet. So let's just check on that before we go into this Champions League final here. Who do we have here? Let me see. Bundesliga. Second again. Leipzig again. All right, you know what? Next season, I'm buying Leipzig players. It is going to happen. I need to stop them from being this good. They have a very good defense. Interesting. Only 33 goals conceded. Something I will keep in mind. Maybe we'll buy some of their defenders. And yeah, goal contributions. What are we looking like? I'm going to say it wasn't. Actually, it is Colomani. But Musiala would make me very happy. Colomani, 38 and 10. 48 goal contributions in 49 games. Musiala 18 and 16 for the golden boy. Oh, mate. Honestly, I really hope Musiala next season is going to absolutely crush it. Now, let's see who is in Arsenal's team. Martinelli, Gabriel Jesus, Vieira, Merino, Odegaard, Neves, Zinchenko, Savic, Smalling.
Hold up.
Smalling? Get out of here, please. Come on. Yes! 3-0. Sane, 3 goals. Oh, thank God I bought him back. And we have done it with 10 men. Mazraoui picked up a red card and after 25 minutes. Actually, though, the disrespect I've just shown to Smalling there is actually really unfair. He's been great at Roma from what I could tell. So I'm going to take that back. He's not Maguire, right? So we'll be okay on that one. Guys, we have won our first Champions League trophy. But I haven't won the Bundesliga yet. What the hell is wrong here? This next player I'm signing, I'm actually going ahead and signing because of one man. His name is Tripsy. He is a Portuguese artist, a musician that apparently watches my videos. Shout out to you, my man. I'm bringing in Fabio Vieira. When he was at Porto, he was incredible. I thought he was unreal. His left foot looked just so good. And I thought he would actually do bits at Arsenal, but he's been sat on a bench there. So let's bring in Fabio Vieira to sit on the bench over here at Bayern Munich to be the backup to Jamal Musiala. Once again, shout out to Tripsy. The man has contacted me on Instagram, and it was actually quite fun to see that an actual musician is watching my videos. See, guys, this is incredible stuff. But yeah, here is Fabio Vieira. Thomas, I'm sorry, buddy. You are being dropped. He's getting too old. He's dropped too much in his rating. And by the end of this season, we probably will have to look at Neuer as like an 84, 83. And we will probably have to move him on. So keep that in mind. A new goalkeeper has to come to keep this dynasty going. Neuer is down to an 84. But as you can tell by the background in the menus, we are in yet another Champions League final. Guys, we are in there with an 84 rated Neuer. He could pick up another Champions League trophy for himself. And I believe when he turns 40, he doesn't actually keep going down in his stats anymore. That was something that you guys told me in the comments. But honestly, this team, we have truly built a dynasty here. I love it. I absolutely love it. So hopefully we can see that squad lift the trophy. But have we finally won the freaking German title as well? Please. Yes, we have. Get in. Ahead of Frankfurt, and Leipzig dropped to 5th without me even buying their best players. So I'm assuming someone else did it. So I'm very happy about that. And Colomani's former side has come in 2nd. Congratulations to them. And stats-wise, ooh, Leroy 28 and 11, Colomani 27 and 11, Coman 23 and 6, Musiala 11 and 12. Mecha off the bench, coming in with 7 goal contributions. Palinha, the CDM, up to an 89 now, and he looks great. Lima up to an 87 as a backup player is absolutely insane as well. Honestly, I love this team. Oh man, I really hope Bayern will be back in strong next season. But guys, moment of truth. Bayern Munich against Roma. Easy dub, technically speaking. They do have a decent team there, but my team is better. And yes, it is. Colomani and Sané with 2 goals in a Champions League final again. He is the man of the moment. When it comes to the biggest occasion, he steps up on for title number 3 right now. Let's do this. Can we do 3 back to back?
I don't know.
Neuer, I love you, but it is time. I'm sorry, guys. We just have to do it. We have to move towards Diogo Costa because he has been linked to Bayern Munich, as he has also been linked to the likes of Manchester United, as you guys probably know. But I honestly think if he wants titles upon titles upon titles for years and years to come, he should come to Bayern, and it would make me very happy. 6'4", just like Manuel Neuer himself. And he comes in for 60 million. I think this would be an incredible one to get. I think Neuer has at least 1, possibly 2 seasons in him in real life. But then at some point you have to make that decision. And that is why Costa could be huge. But until then, I don't think he's going to be at Porto. Realistically speaking, apparently Bayern Munich want to sign Verbruggen, the goalkeeper from Anderlecht, who is very talented, and keep loaning him out until Neuer technically retires. And that could be something too, because Verbruggen is extremely good with his feet. But Costa is now here, and he's here to stay. Let's get that trophy, number 3. Can they do it? And I cannot wait to finally step onto the pitch with this team as well. Your boy got the headphones on, which means we're going into a game, which means we are in the Champions League final. Yes, we have pulled it off once more. Honestly, I can't remember the last time where a team got me into a Champions League final 3 times back to back, but we also won the cup, as you guys can see, against Augsburg. We're against Monaco, which surprises me. We have beaten Barcelona, Sevilla, and Fiorentina on our way to it. So I'm not necessarily surprised that we have gotten to the Champions League final. And Costa obviously plays a big part in this. Ever since Neuer has gone, he has been holding it down. He has gone up in his rating. Mazraoui 90, Upamecano 90, De Ligt 92, Davies 93, Palhinha, the Destroyer, on a 91. Kimmich, 94. Sané on a 92. Coman as well. Musiala looking incredible. And Kolo Muani on a 93 rating. And the bench is fire. Limer is up to an 88. I don't know what the hell he's up to and how he's pulling that off. But is the treble on? That's what I want to know. Can we end on a treble? Yes, we can. 82 points. Amazing stuff. Dortmund only second. And guys, here are the stats to back them up. Kolo Muani, 47. Leroy Sané, 33. And then there's a huge drop-off. Oh. Wow, come on. Only with 7 and 2. Very interesting. Musiala, 4 and 5. Only 36 games played. He must have been injured. All right, let's come back from Musiala. And now our time to come back into the Champions League final. Leroy Sané has won that thing by himself twice now. And now he's up against Jackson from, I believe, Villarreal, Calvert-Lewin, Karsdorp, Minamino, Fofana Camara, okay, Cucurella, Nelson, Sar, Danilo, and Melie. This has to be, on paper, the worst team I played against in a Champions League final, which in turn would make it the most disappointment that I could ever deliver on a video if I don't beat that team. Let's be careful. Is Monaco going to pull off the upset, or is Bayern Munich going to be winning the title for the third time back-to-back? I mean, look, it's hard enough going ahead and doing it on a game. But I have to say, how insane does it have to be for these big clubs to keep winning titles season after season? It's truly impressive how some of these teams pull it off. And I don't think people put enough respect on consistency these days. So yeah, congratulations to all the clubs out there. I respect you guys for pulling off the success that you're chasing after season, if you are obviously pulling it off. If you are not pulling it off and, you know, going from quadruple contenders to now playing in Europa League, Liverpool, obviously you don't have to necessarily respect too much about it. But then again, we'll be back, trust me. Leroy, just like in real life for Bayern Munich, always cutting in. Now looking for the man on the wing. It's Jamal Musiala. He now has it under control. Leroy in the center. What? Really? De Ligt. I don't know what that pass was, but thank you. Kolo Muani. Jamal Musiala. Oh, what a beauty. Absolutely incredible work from Jamal Musiala. Look at that finish. He makes the run through the middle. Kolo Muani, I believe, gets the assist on this one, which is something obviously we wouldn't have expected. But that is stunning. Leroy, Kolo Muani, and then Jamal in the center with the kick of the game. Beautiful. Sané. Yes, Leroy. Keep it up. Leroy, incredible stuff over to Coman. He keeps it up with the skill moves and everything. Are you kidding me? Wow. All right. Monaco, you stand no chance. A Frenchman about to kick out the French team out of the competition. That was a beauty. From the start with Leroy, across to Coman, and down with the pass of Palhinha. Right? No, it was actually Kimmich. What a pass. Oh, please don't concede. Thank you, Costa. Just like Neuer, wanting that clean sheet badly enough. Oh, that's mine. Thank you. Come on. Let's do one more. Musiala runs through 3. I was hoping for something special, but it's fine. It's 2-0, and that is good enough. Joshua Kimmich is the one to lift this beautiful trophy. Ah, man, he is being criticized for his set pieces, but no one criticizes him anymore now. 3 Champions League trophies for the captain, and the rebuild is complete. I am happy as a Bayern Munich fan. We need to pick up that shirt again. Here we go. Bayern Munich is now fully revived. We have done it, lads. We'll be back. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good one. Take care and peace.